Well, then the podcast started and explain.
So, yeah, I was married for 16 years, which is a pretty decent run. And,
More than me.
yeah, well, and he did love just the worst pun jokes, last name Cope. The whole family was into that. And, like, he was... Have you ever met somebody that is just the worst storyteller ever?
Come on.
Come on. Yeah, no, you've seen it on stage. Just like they do not know how to tell a story. And that was my ex-husband. He didn't know like how to edit, leave out details. So what would happen, as happens when you're married, you end up having 3 or 4 couple friends. And every time we would get together and have a party, it'd be like, hey, remember when we did this? Have Tanya tell the story. And
yeah.
it would seem like everybody was having a good time and whatever. And then on the drive home, he would just lose his mind. Be like, why do they always want you to tell the story? You're just, you're just a dirty liar. And it's like, okay, all these people were there when said story happened. But I left out, like, he would want every superfluous detail in and slow the story. And I would cut all that shit out.
Yeah.
And that made me a liar.
No. I think it takes a certain skill to retell a story to people who are also in the story, but also keep them listening.
Yeah. And wanting to hear it. Tell it again.
It's like it was last Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, I hate that. It doesn't matter what day it was. It doesn't matter what day it was. It doesn't matter what time it was. Yeah, he was one of those people. And stop the story. Oh yeah, I forgot. There was a teddy bear on the couch. So
awesome.
And people, so then you're waiting. It's like, why is it important that he, included the teddy bear? And you keep waiting for the teddy bear to come back. And he'd get to the end of the story and you'd be like, what about the teddy bear? And he's like, oh, it was just there.
And then you tell them like you didn't need to say that. And they're like, fuck you. Like, I'm just telling this.
I'm just telling the truth.
You gotta want to be better. Especially, you ever hear someone tell like the same boring story like more than once? And it's like, you haven't edited it down. Like we've all told a joke for the first time that maybe, we over explain too much, but the next time you trim the fat.
Right.
But then you're just telling the same thing again, like you nailed it the first time.
You see that a lot. Oh, I brought you a gift. I almost forgot.
You
Oh, cookies.
Royal. Damn, dude.
Like the Christmas cookies. Usually, it's got a plastic seal on it.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not my porno sticker tin.
I was going to wonder. I didn't know if this was kind of a gag where there was going to be,
It is kind of, because you know what I usually bring around in the cookie tin.
Porn stickers.
Hardcore hentai stickers.
Yeah.
In the cookie tin. I love the irony of cookies in the cookie tin.
I love the, industrial military grade packaging that they put cookies in. The amount of times I bought Oreos where they're all crushed in the thing.
Yeah. That's one thing I do like about those, but they still seem to manage to get crushed because the butter cookies are really, really fragile.
Do you like these cookies a lot?
I do, but I like them best if you put a little jam on them. Have you ever tried that?
No.
Oh, that's the move, bro. That's the move.
Well,
this is
there we go. I got it.
Oh, God. Oh,
hell yeah,
God.
dude. Have a cookie.
Oh, I just ate.
Are any of them better than other ones, or are they all kind of same thing, different shape?
It's kind of, personal taste. I always like the ones with the sugar sprinkles on it, but those ones are pretty good too. Those are the ones that you need to put jam on.
These ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the ones that really need jam. Yeah, I'm encouraging people to chew on mic to make...
Yeah, I was going to just have one to, verify that they're cookies.
And they're not laced with anything. That's why I left the factory seal on, because, like if you ever come to a tea party at my house, like, yeah.
Oh, spill the tea.
There will be spilling of tea, and the tea will probably have more than just your standard herbs and sugar and honey in it.
Milk.
No.
Okay, cool. Tanya, what's been up, dude?
What's been up?
Yeah.
I
You
just
went to Austin for like a year and then
2 months trying to get on Kill Tony and re cementing connections I've made over the years and stuff like that. That was interesting. We were also there ahead of the Arctic storm, so there was not a lot going on in the South. A lot of
Mm.
roads and cities were closed.
Oh.
So in the South, if there's a quarter inch of snow, it's like San Diego when it rains. Nobody drives because they don't know how to deal with it.
That was a really annoying thing growing up in McCall, back in, what was it, 2008, 9,
The
maybe
snowpocalypse era.
2010.
Yeah.
Could have been 2000. In the winter, I think, early winter, late winter, I think it was probably around like 30 degrees. But sometimes for school, I went to McCall High School.
Yes, I'm aware.
It's made of bricks. It and
Go on.
yeah, so it would snow a lot. They get like 3 or 4 feet of snow overnight, and we would still have to go to school
Yeah.
that day. Like the roads wouldn't even be plowed or anything. But then you'd hear in Boise they like shut down the city because there's some frost,
Right.
sort of thing.
Right.
And
My mom grew up in Lake Tahoe. So
gets it.
yeah. Like she was there for a record breaking snow dump of 10 feet over 24 hours. And she will tell you that she still had to go to school the next day.
Mhm.
And this was in the 60s when girls were required to wear skirts to school. And I was like, well, how did that work? And she's like, well, you would get dressed and then you would put snow pants on and tuck your skirt in and then hike to school. And then as soon as you got through the door, you took your snow pants off. And then you just didn't go outside until it was time to go home.
Tahoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit sucks. But in Texas, you did the Kill Tony thing. Did you like also just do the whole open mic circuit there?
Yeah. And that's Boise comedians are ridiculously spoiled. You've done open mic scenes in other cities.
Oh, it's rough.
Oh, like they just have no clue how good they have it. Boise open mic audiences don't know how good they have it. We do have a pretty talented pool of people, and we do actively try to train them how to be comedians. That's not the way it goes in most cities. In fact, most cities there is no audience but other comedians staring at their phones, only interested in what their joke is going to be. They don't laugh. They don't give you any feedback. It's terrible. And yeah, you know, they bucket draws. I hate bucket draws. I hate bucket draws.
They're a lot.
They're a
Yeah.
lot. It's you just pin down, just like, am I going to be next or not? You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. The one thing I did notice though, like it is super saturated with like, you know, Joe Rogan fans that are just looking for like an excuse to slur on stage and label themselves as edgy or offensive, but not really have any jokes. But we noticed that if you did have like a few actual jokes, like people noticed that, which was
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I had that happen. Like, yeah, because there's like a bunch of open mics right in a row, and they're mostly bucket draws, or you know, you just put your name on the list, and whenever they get to 90 minutes, it's done. And if they didn't get to your name, you didn't go up. And I did actually get a chance to go up, and I came off, and the guy who was running the mic, who was just doing it God mic and calling names, wasn't actually hosting, was like, hey, that was actually pretty good. And I was like, thank you.
it's like refreshing for them
Yeah.
because they just hear so much of probably, the same
Oh,
thing.
I've
And
heard so much of the same thing. I've run the late night mic
oh, yeah.
for years, and I do generally pay attention to the open mic to a lesser or greater degree. A lot of people don't, but it's a good idea. I see a lot of mistakes get made.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. Oh, well,
The late night ones get a little tossed sometimes.
yeah. They get really tough. But just any of them in general, like some of the things that I've been seeing a lot lately is especially at an open mic, like
Name names.
no.
Okay.
Well, we'll do that later because you were there for my blow up, weren't you? Saturday night.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, the outside, that
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that. I thought you were just
It
kind of
was-
laying down the law, but
It was time with that kid.
fair.
But like, take
He
a
did feel
minute.
really bad.
Good.
So yeah,
Good.
I think you got through to
We'll
him.
put a pin in that and circle back.
Yeah.
So, if you're thinking of doing comedy or whatever and you're trying out material and going to open mics, it is really important if you want to know if your joke is any good to take a minute out of the gossip and the hang to watch the comedian right before you.
At least.
Because I've been seeing this happen a lot, that the comedian right before them covered the same topic. So then the next comedian covers the same topic. It doesn't mean your joke was bad. They're like, oh, I thought that joke was good. It was still a good joke. It's just that they heard the same essential setup 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. I think it's like, I mean, I'm not going to say how comedy should be or anything, but like,
No.
I think you can tell the comics that are always wanting to be better and like, because they're the ones watching, sitting and kind of
Paying attention, listening.
Yeah, like, because it's also, I feel like just being in a comedy club and like kind of like just immersing yourself in you can write better jokes than if you're just like at home alone or whatever and just
Right.
like, because you're like watching how the crowd reacts to things and you're like, oh, that's how I could tweak this to whatever. And like, I think it's just the people that are, because there's comics that are great, but you can tell they kind of just like doing the motions. And I've gotten in slumps like that, but like,
It's easy to do.
yeah. But there's always the ones that like, they're trying to get better. They're watching everything going on. Maybe they're telling the same joke, but they're always adding something different to it.
Or changing the timing.
Yeah.
Like, where did I put that pause? I mean, that's silence is a tool, like, and especially my style of comedy, people are like, what? Because I tend to be like yelly and really going for it. But like silence and how long a silence is a huge tool. It's a huge tool. And speaking of huge tools, we'll circle back to the incident. Yeah, I just got fed up with the shenanigans with said personage. They call me Mama Comedy for a reason. I have lots of hugs and encouragement, but when you keep fucking up, you will get a timeout. I will pin your ears back. And especially the young males in the scene, they don't get it. It's not about offending me. It's not about me gatekeeping, specifically with what was going on. Like, it is really important when you're coming up to respect the audience and respect the other comedians. And when I call your name and I call your name and I call your name, trying to get folks to understand that it's like show flow is a thing. Like, especially at an open mic where they're expecting the next comedian right away and they're just sitting there waiting, while it's exceedingly boring to hear me say a name over and over again.
Yeah. And
it kills the energy.
I mean, even like as an open mic, like a free show, like you're still putting on a show and you want it to.
Exactly. You're still putting on a show. You're still.
That's why you order it a certain way or something.
Right. There's a lot of stuff that goes down that people make accusations.
Well, so, because like I think when the host like gives a fuck about making the show good, like, yeah, you're stressed, you're running around, you're like, hey, you're up next, you're doing that, like,
you should.
Yeah, and so I think, yeah, you're gonna snap at some people, but it's like for the greater good kind of thing.
Exactly.
And
This is not about me and my feelings. It's about we have a pretty goddamn decent scene for a city of this size. And whether I'm on it or not, or even part of it, I'm trying to groom you all to have good shows, good paychecks, good audiences. Period. Full stop.
thanks, Mama.
And yeah, like, and there are people that are going to be just hobbyists, just local hobbyists. They're never going to go to another city. They're never going to get bigger. As long as they're doing good work, I don't care. I don't care. You know, do the work, you know? And yeah, that one was, you know, typically like he's 2.5 years in now.
Something like that.
Yeah. Usually they've either what I call stepped up or stepped out. You know, I usually give them the space to learn their manners all on their own or quit.
Yeah.
And usually guys with his energy, like I said, they've either quit or they figured out the rules.
And I feel like there's a lot of him in Austin, like, or any big saturated
Yeah.
comedy scene. A lot of
Yeah.
I'm funnier and I know that, but you wouldn't know by anything I've ever said, sort of thing.
No. Um,
But I'm edgy. I'm offensive. I slur.
yeah.
There's no jokes, but the words are bad.
Yeah. And that's funny. Okay. Yeah. Or you know, he's also of the ilk of the people that get, like, there's nothing wrong with having a little cocktail or whatever, a little go to the weed circle, whatever.
Sure.
But if you get too obliterated, they always think they're killing. I'm just killing. And it's like, really? Are you?
How do you feel about I don't like when anybody says that they killed.
Ooh.
Like it just even if they did, I just think just say you had fun or something. Say it was a good show. Say
I
I fucking killed. Ugh.
I've been doing it almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 shows where I can honestly say, oh, I killed. And you see these ones at every time, oh, I killed. And it's like, you haven't ever killed, so you don't know what killing actually means.
You can definitely feel it when you're like doing really well.
Yeah.
And you're like, you got them in the palm of your hand kind of
Yeah,
thing.
you're kind of in that weird flow state moment where it's like, I've captured the audience.
You feel us all in the same fantasy kind of thing. We're all on the same page here, which is rare, but it happens. But I just hate. It's like someone saying they're the shit. I don't like hearing that.
Yeah.
Just say you had fun. Say,
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and I'm
let
just
other people say you killed. You know,
right. And like my personal social awkwardness, I'm getting better. But like when people come to me and go, "Oh, you killed," I just want to puke on your shoes. It's like, no, I did okay. I would give, if I was grading it, I would give it an 80%. I would give it a B, you know?
I think that's good. I think it's better to be a little.
Yeah. Humility. I don't have that. Yeah. I have zero ego in this, which I think serves me well.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm not here for me. I'm here for everybody else. A lot, maybe to my detriment, but whatever. It keeps me happy.
Yeah. And that's important.
That is important. What keeps you happy?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, my family.
Family. Oh, sames. That's so. I could barf. That was so cute. It was so cute.
Just, I don't know. There's a lot of family stuff going on. Like good family stuff going on right now. Like my brother's getting married. There's so just families around a lot, and I've been a little happier because of it. It's nice.
Yeah.
It was my dad's birthday last weekend, and it was like the first time in forever that our whole family was like in the same state.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mark.
I probably should call you Mark instead of Dad, but
that's all right, Mom. But let's say like, I mean, comedy is now kind of a bigger part of my life now, and
Yeah.
I think I try to come at it as a writer more than a like. Still, I love the performing aspect of it, but I something about writing something and having it like go over well, like that makes me happy.
That works. I'm gonna burp.
Do it.
Okay.
Sick.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's like when your work pays off. That feels good. And
Sense of accomplishment.
yeah, did my first hour a little bit ago, and
Nice.
that made me happy. It was a little, it was choppy, but I hit the points I wanted to, and
That's
now I have
important.
an act I can hone. But
Always
yeah,
sharpening your knife. Always
yeah.
sharpening your knife.
And feeling the knife being sharp in my pocket makes me happy. Just knowing
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
yeah, like every once you'll have like a moment where you just kind of think about like the how far you come sort of thing,
Right.
and that makes me happy.
Well, that and like listening to who's before you and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm ADD. We're gonna double back.
Please.
Like the best piece of advice I got from our much missed local veteran Nate Ford. Always have twice as much material ready than they've asked you for.
It's fair.
So let's say you're booked for a 10-minute set, have 20 minutes ready. Just for that sort of thing. Like if you're paying attention to the comedian ahead of you, I've had that happen where it's like, oh, they're covering some of the same topics. I got to drop a bunch of stuff. I got to revamp at the last minute.
Especially when it's like a topic that a lot of people at like Mormons, there's a lot of you'll have like 3 comics in a row that have a different Mormon joke or something.
Well, and if you're on that Crystal Moore show, the Mormon joke show, then that's going to be just fine because that's what they're there for.
True.
So that works. Yeah. Family that was a good answer.
Was it? Was it cheesy? Was it corny?
No, I don't think it's cheesy at all because in the end, that's what you've got is your family.
Real.
Whether it's the blood or what you build, you know.
Shit.
Shit. That was not that profound. Come on. Come on. Blood or what you build.
And in the episode we filmed earlier today, that'll probably come out after this because movie magic or whatever, there was a joke that I told, that was, we're all given the same letters, but it's our choice what fonts we give them.
Oh, what fonts? Holy shit.
Dude.
Fonts. Oh my Lord. Let's think of something more exciting to talk about. What
do you mean?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to think of a font that's not Times New Roman just to sound like I'm a little cultured. But
yeah, I know. That's the only one I can think of too. It's like, but I know there's that fun Futurama script font. Have you ever used that?
Futurama script?
There was a fake language in Futurama that people actually translated to the alphabet.
Oh.
And it's all weird squigglies. It's okay. This is going deep nerdacity. I want to shoot myself in the cunt at this point. Just stick a Glock in there and dump the clip.
Damn, dude. From clits to clips.
But yeah, and when you have gotten out and about a bit lately
for comedy, like
yeah, a little bit
here and there, some like Utah, Texas, that kind of.
I'm so excited for when Greg Sisko's special was gonna drop. Oh my God, I can't hardly.
Did you watch him perform it?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I did. I'm so excited. I can't hardly stand it.
It was a lot of fun. I got to film a lot of it.
You did? You were one of the filmers?
Yeah.
Oh,
my back's a little sore. Not like I carried. I was hunched over most of the show watching through a screen.
I could see that because you're a lot of tall.
Yeah.
You're a lot of tall.
But you'll see me in it. I'm in the intro sketch that he made. Maybe you'll see me behind a camera. So
he was telling me about the intro sketch and that he was going to do
It was fun.
outro stuff, and we talked about some of that, and I was like, ooh, I'm just so excited to see it. And
You
he's
should.
so wildly talented, and yeah, that's a weird dynamic, is that you're a writer, Greg's a writer. I'm like there's no right way to do comedy, really. People are like, how do I do this? I was like, you're gonna have to figure out your way. I'm
Mhm.
always in awe of Greg because Greg does not set foot on stage unless he's got it put together. And I'm the complete opposite. That it's like Greg is be like, what are you going to work on tonight? And I'll show him like 2 words that I have written down on a piece of paper. And I'm like, that's what I'm working
She
on.
is
We're just
Walmart.
exactly. And he's like, okay. And then he just watches and he's like, I can't believe, like, because I have stage fright too. People do not believe me. I have the most terrifying stage fright. Um, Before I put my foot on the stage, I'm shitting myself. And then something happens and I get up there and it's like my brain is activated and I have those 2 words and I just go and see where I land.
Yeah.
And that's why I record every damn word that I say on stage, because then I listen to it a little while later and then tune it up a little bit and tune it up. And then once I have the joke set, that's when I write it out. Like the complete opposite.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no right ways, but there's a lot of wrong ways.
Oh, there's a lot of wrong ways. Not recording, like that's the most important piece of advice, especially if you're brand new. It's like, even if you're doing the same joke over and over again, record it every time. You have a little computer in your pocket. There's no reason why you can't just put it on video and set it on the stool and record what you're doing.
Do you just do like the audio sometimes, or do you film it? 'Cause that's all I'm so bad at getting like footage of myself, but I just
I
have
know.
the
I need to
audio of
get
all
more
of it.
footy. Yeah, I do just audio recordings, and I have a super secret YouTube
Oh.
channel where I dump it all so that it doesn't take up all the space on my phone.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has been found by a few people.
Is it like a private account or just
It
out
used to
for
be.
anyone?
It used to be, and somehow the settings got changed, and I am the old gray-haired lady, and I can't figure out how to put it back on private. I might
Damn.
have to have you help me after
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
You
that
save it. Because, yeah, my ex-husband heard one damn joke that was him, and he just flew into a rage and went after my kids, and my whole
Ooh.
act is bagging on him. You've heard what do you think? You've heard a lot of my material.
Like, what do I think about it?
Yeah, why do you think it's like all about my ex-husband?
No. No, I don't. Honestly, like I've heard a few jokes, I guess, where you kind of briefly mention a family member or something, but I feel like a lot of your jokes are kind of about you.
Yeah, most of my humor is bagging on me.
Yeah. Or like just a thing that
Yeah,
makes you angry or happy, whatever it is.
or happened to me or whatever. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But you're very theatrical. You definitely kind of,
Yeah. I'm an act out.
it's a fun watch for
I'm
sure.
an act out comedian. I did come from a theater background.
Yo,
A theater background.
a thespian?
Yes, that's what, I was always kind of a dramatic kid, and my mother wasn't really a stage mom, but always felt like that would be the best for me, and like had me in acting classes and that sort of thing. And that's where I came up.
Mm.
And while she's quite proud of me, and Danny's calling, should I answer it?
Sure. If it's Danny.
It's Danny.
I think legally you have to disclose we're recording.
Hey,
But-
Danny.
What's up?
I'm on a podcast with Max right now. What's going on with you?
Hey, Danny.
Okay. I'm definitely not gonna say what I was gonna say then.
You're not going to
Nice.
say what you were going to say. Are you working?
Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong today.
You
No.
didn't?
If you need to
you
cut something out,
you
we can.
did something wrong. I believe.
That's what I try to tell you is that I didn't do anything wrong, man.
It's good. That's good.
Pooping.
Okay. Okay. I didn't call you. You called me. You fucking disaster.
I'm not even pooping right now. I pooped earlier. Why you gotta bring up old shit?
Okay. Okay. Well, that's
Old
fair.
shit.
Are you working?
Yeah, I gotta watch the trucks, man. They're so dirty right now.
You got to wash the trucks. Okay. That's good.
He's in performing
Yeah.
mode now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need it Sunday and I need hours, bro. Sunday's when you need hours.
This is true. You should go out to the homestead and finish fixing the roof, though.
I ain't got time for that shit. I got time to work.
Where are we
Yeah.
going to stay and hope if the roof is not fixed?
It's fixed enough. I mean, you know,
Okay.
it's work, dude. The tarp technology they have nowadays,
It is tarp.
it's significant.
Tarp technology is amazing right now. I do have to
It's
say.
pretty good. I feel like they could step up their game a little bit, but I'm happy with the current tarp tech.
Okay.
Hot
All right.
take.
Well, I'll call you back later. How about that? I will. Whore. Have a great day.
Bye, Danny. What a funny guy.
That's my maniac. Oh, well, and that's the thing too. Like usually when I answer the phone, he is just in full rant mode the second that I answer the phone. So it's a good thing I interrupted immediately because I could tell he was about ready to go off about just the way he was like, "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong."
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we
Just a
don't.
full day of saving kittens and trees and giving food to the homeless. Nothing wrong.
Giving food to the there was one road crew that he was on that there was a fox hanging around, and like a dork, he decided to try to feed it peanuts,
Nice.
and it bit him.
Yeah.
So then he was worried he had rabies. It's like, maybe don't feed wild foxes.
Well, so in McCall,
Oh, I'm ready. Here we go.
so McCall has like the most foxes ever. And the reason why is, I swear it's true. It's fucking comical. Is there used to be a fox farm and
Yeah.
they all got out.
I've heard this rumor before.
Yeah. And now
Yeah.
there's a bunch of foxes in Valley County. It's like the one place in Idaho you can't hunt them. And so they're just everywhere. You can trap them, but you can't like shoot them.
Well, that's the same thing though.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I've done trapping before.
Yeah. Either way, there's a lot of foxes, and they're pretty domesticated by now, and I've definitely fed a fair amount of foxes with my hands, and never got bit.
You were just heckin' lucky. You're just
Yeah.
heckin' lucky.
In hindsight, in B-sight, my coworker came up with that yesterday as a different way to say hindsight is B-sight. There's your A-sight and then your B-sight.
I like that.
I
like
thought it was
that.
fun.
A site, B site. That
Yeah.
works. That works.
Yeah.
But you're behind site.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
Well, and I notice all your homies are partnering up.
my
Like,
homies. Oh, yeah.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yep. Samson.
And Dakota.
Oh, yeah. Is he dating someone?
I've seen him with the same girl a couple times.
Oh, honestly, I don't hang out with Dakota that much. I love Dakota. He's just, I don't know. We don't,
Oh, I thought you guys all like hung out.
I mean, he'll come over, but Dakota and I are like, we're friendly.
Friendly.
But
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's like he went to school with Samson, and so like I know him through that, and so
Okay. No, I
Love the kid,
a friend of a friend situation.
Yeah,
like it's
but-
not like you're not friends. It's just you're not independent friends.
yeah, I've never been like, hey, let's hang out.
Right. No, fair. I know exactly the type of
Yeah.
person.
But if we saw each other, we'd be like,
Yeah. What the hell?
unrelated. Look at this gash on my hand.
Okay. You're okay. That's not that bad.
I know, but I got it yesterday.
How'd you do that?
Well, I was hanging out with Darjan and Rain after the mic,
Uh-huh.
and Darjan's also a little thespian,
I know.
and we're doing some choreo, I suppose, is what you could call it.
Choreography.
There was a lamp post or something that
Were
we
you
both.
trying to reenact the West Side Story fight dance.
Maria.
No, the fight dance.
No,
That's
we were doing the balcony scene.
Oh, okay.
He was Tony, but no,
Oh, of
we were
course.
doing like you know, in a movie where like the camera's in the middle of the two and they're like holding hands and spinning sort of thing, and so you see like we both grabbed this pole and he was like on the other side and we were like spinning on it and doing like I'm so in love kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, summer or whatever we were doing. And
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
like a metal like clamp around the thing and my hand just as we spun across it. It's pretty rad.
You know, theater is a dangerous, dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be very careful.
I broke my pinky or dislocated it pretending to be mad that an imaginary weed whacker wouldn't start at an improv show one time. So I
can
punched
see how
the
that
ground for
happened.
real.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before. There's a joke that I had to retire because my knees couldn't take it anymore. Because the only way it worked was if I did like the melodramatic guitar solo slide across the stage. And I just didn't know how to do it right. And like there were many times that like I came off the stage with just bleeding, gushing blood because I don't know how to do that properly, apparently.
I mean, also, usually the stages are all pretty different materials. I'm sure some were better than others.
Oh, I can think of one stage particular that was that grip steel. You know what I'm talking about? That textured steel like you see in the back of trucks or the truck boxes. And I got up there and I had that joke planned and I saw that and I was like, oh God, this is going to hurt really
Did you
bad.
have twice as much material as...
I did not. This was very early on.
Shit.
I had to go with what I had. I just didn't slide as far, but that one, I just like basically cheese grated my knees and shins and the tops of my feet, and I just limped home. And you know, anything for the show.
Of course.
Anything for the show. That was like last night. I made the mistake. It was hot
Ooh,
yesterday.
toasty.
And I had been wearing my super sexy Birkenstocks. If you do not think that I've absolutely given up on dick, know that I frequently wear a fanny pack and Birkenstocks. So yes, I'm practically a lesbian. So I was wearing the Birks, and you know how I host, like I'm running back and forth, and I was like, oh, this is a mistake, because I nearly ate shit jumping up onto the stage like 6 times last night.
Like catching the toe part?
Yeah. And I would have been a spectacular, like, flat on my face.
Yeah. I'm just not a big open-toed shoe guy, but and I think part of it is because I just remember wearing flip-flops when I was younger and always catching the toe on things.
That does
It's
hurt.
annoying.
And, you know,
it hurts.
by the way,
Yeah.
every time I've only been here twice, but it's always kind of low-key, like stepping into a 90s sitcom insofar as like Friends, like people comment about this all the time. They all have like, oh, I work part-time as a barista and we have this huge apartment. So, and I'm just like, you know, mama doesn't judge. I don't need to know what, you know, you guys are both sweet, handsome young men. I don't need to know what weird OnlyFans channel funds this delightful place, but I'm sure there's some sort of deep, dark secret there.
It's just multiple roommates.
Really? There's never anybody else here.
It was just Samson and I for a few months, and that was kind of financially annoying.
I can imagine, because this is a nice place.
But it's also, we got a pretty good deal on it. Like, it is nice, and
You got
paid.
like a really good deal, or
we
like,
had to suck dick to
okay.
get a few grand off of rent.
But just
Yes.
once, or do you have to do it monthly?
Every time we have to renew our lease.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was month to month for a while, and that was tough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, but now we signed a 12-month lease, and so it's,
Okay.
you know.
You know, you do know about that spray that helps with the gag
The
reflex
numbing
stuff.
spray.
Yeah, yeah.
My friend had some, and he's the friend who, if he told me close your eyes and open your mouth, and he's one of those guys who I was like, he's probably not gonna like, pour sand or something. Like, it's probably something that's okay. And then he sprayed something in my mouth, and I was like, what was that? And then I just couldn't feel anything in my mouth for a little bit.
Yeah. You will bite your tongue if you're not careful with that stuff.
But then it was weird because he sucked my dick after that, and I thought that was a little counterintuitive. I was like, yeah, my throat's numb, but I don't know what good that does us.
Well,
He didn't
okay, you missed the cue, hun. You screwed that up. You were
Oh.
supposed to reciprocate.
Well, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So
You know.
next time.
Like, I mean, is he a tall guy too?
Nope.
No. So
Mm-mm.
you would have to essentially lay flat on your belly to suck on it. Because on your knees, you're still as tall
You know
as
that
I
yoga
am.
stretch where
That would be a really hard strain on your
I gotta
neck.
come down a little bit, and
Yep.
but it feels great on my back.
Great workout. Great workout. Exactly. Oh my God. Sadly, I have such a good, vivid imagination that I can picture that all too clearly. Like you doing some weird steak centipede 80s dance move to
slithered over.
suck somebody's peen. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I look like a snake, like a cobra. Just with
King
little
cobra.
arms. Yeah.
Say it with some dignity. I was a king cobra.
Yeah, I had whatever they got.
The hood.
He was circumcised.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair.
Sick riff, Tanya. Throat numbing spray.
Throat numbing spray. Yeah.
That
you
shit
know.
works.
It
Use it
does.
before I brush my teeth.
Oh, I get aggressive with the toothbrush. That's okay. Bad breath is like a personal, like when somebody gets, because it's always somebody that wants to talk to you close. And you know that bad breath comes from your tongue. And sometimes I aggressively brush my tongue and I will be in the bathroom. I live in a household full of sympathetic pukers. So I'm like, and they're all like, stop brushing your tongue so hard.
Sympathetic, like they puke if you puke kind of thing? Okay.
Oh, I'm the same way. I am. That is
Interesting.
like my big weak spot as a mother was if a kid is puking, I'm going right with them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got a tongue scraper recently.
Those are dope.
You ever use one?
Yeah,
They're
I
pretty
have one.
nice.
I don't think it's a very good one. I think I need to upgrade my
it
tongue
like-
scraper.
Isn't it just like the kind of metal, like?
No, it's the Oral-B plastic one with got weird nubbies on it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the one I have is just like a metal. It's basically a knife that you
are
scrape
we?
your tongue.
I
down
know.
your
What are
tongue.
we? 80-year-old women.
Sure.
What do you want to talk about your supplement regime next? Or
Hey, I just want to say thank you for being a friend. You know.
thank you. The Golden Girls. The
Yeah,
Golden
dude.
Girls. Oh
Yeah.
my Lord. Yes, I have a friend that sends me that every year on my birthday.
Nice.
That little thank you for being a friend. Craziness.
The card attached would say.
The card attached would say.
Anyways.
Did we want to talk about some deep, dark stuff? I
yeah.
was trying to remember what we were talking about that one night. Then you were like, we need to get that on a podcast. And it's like completely left my mind. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Something about just your life, I think.
Just my life. Just my life that, being a creepy addict for years, homeless junkie and
It's
everything.
probably something like that. Yeah. Yeah. You ever fall asleep standing up?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I've gone for walks. Like, yeah, I've done what people call the fentanyl shuffle now, where you're just bowed over and walking. It's like, how is that even possible? And eyes completely closed. Jesus.
Is it just like all of your mobility just goes to your legs and everything else just stops working or something? And
I don't know, because like I said, I was unconscious, but I know I did it because you'd come to and you'd be someplace completely different. And it's like, how did I get here? Well, actually, I was so fucked up that it was just like I'm somewhere else was all I thought.
So you did heroin?
Yeah, yeah,
That was your thing?
that was my thing.
Did
Yeah.
you do it the scary way or like?
I smoked it once and then was like, okay, there's a better way to do this. So yeah, I do have the
Oh wow.
scars.
What do they call it? Tracer or something? Mark?
Tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did plasma for a little bit, but that's
You
not
didn't
as
scar
bad.
at all. You have such lovely, youthful collagen arms.
Thank you.
So
I remember
beautiful.
a while ago we got in a conversation where like you can tell if a guy like moisturizes his skin by his elbows.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yes. No, well, okay. You can tell if a man is going to be a decent lover by his elbows,
oh.
is what I said. Because ladies, if he's got that, you've seen it, that
Means he's been getting pegged.
no, the scabby, dry elbow, like he's not going to be any good in bed because if he doesn't realize that he's got a back to his arm, he's not going to care whether or not you had a good time or not. Like, and this is from not just my experience. I've pulled many other hoes. Like, have you ever gotten a good throwdown from a guy that didn't moisturize his elbows? And it's been 100% no. 100% no. Because, like, if he can't take care of himself, how's he going to take care of you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just a general thing.
For sure.
You know, that undercooked biscuit on the back of their arm.
Where it's like calloused and
yeah. I mean, there are certain hard jobs where they might be thick, but they'll still, if they just
you know
a
they take care of it.
A little bit of lotion, just a little bit of lotion. He probably is a good risk. Good risk that you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
So, fellas, moisturize your elbows if you want to pick up ladies.
Yeah.
Brush your hair, brush your teeth. Don't be a creep. Don't be a creep seems like easy advice that is hard for people to take.
Yeah. Oh, is it because are you saying that someone is being creepy and then you say not to? Because that could just be them like, I am not. Or,
Well, yeah. Yeah. Like I've known a fair number of otherwise great guys that could not drop the creepiness. It's like, just don't stand so close, maybe. Stop talking and let the gal respond. You know, don't. There's a lot of little things. They're small things. They're really small things, you know?
Yeah.
Small.
Just letting you respond.
You're not creepy, Max.
Oh, sick.
See, and you're like the tall guys, like Tyson and I were talking about. Like, there's a way of standing that super tall guys do sometimes where they kind of loom, where they lean forward a little bit. And especially when you're a short female, most females are going to be shorter than you. That
most males too.
Yeah, most humans are shorter than Max. It just feels very intimidating, and you don't do that. You kind of are back a little bit.
I don't like being close to people.
I know.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what is. Yeah, I'm very like.
So yeah,
take me to dinner first. You know.
True. And that's like you get left out of hugs a lot. And it's not because I don't want to hug you. It's just I'm so much shorter than Max that my chin is literally like on his belt buckle when I hug him. And I try to, it just feels like I'm being very forward and
a side hug kind of guy.
Side hug kind of guy. And plus it just feels less like I'm about to mouth rape you or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Just feels like if I sneezed, I might accidentally deep throat you or rack your nuts or something, and that would be a tragedy.
Yeah, it happens. It means a lot.
When you're tall, I would imagine that like if you get a boner in the wrong moment.
Yeah. The looming over thing, I definitely do that when I'm talking into a short microphone. People have made it very clear that I stand weird during open, especially when the mic is when I'm like bringing up the next comic. I'm always like,
I try
but
to always. Well,
you
when you're
do,
hosting, like, have you figured that out yet? There's a
yeah.
perfect like tension where it just will slide up and down, but stay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fuck with it for a minute. I usually do it right before the show starts.
It happened this week. Like it was in that spot, and I like found it. It was I can move it anywhere, but one comment goes up there, and they're like,
Yeah, they
"Break
always.
it."
Yeah, there's always ones that I'm the only one doing this show. I gotta.
Yeah.
And that mic stand specifically at Mad Swede, for your height, it does have to go all the way to the stop.
Yeah.
For way to the stop. The
I
first
like
time
it.
I did it as a joke, and then I saw you walk up, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that is the perfect height for Max."
No, it was funny, but it was yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I walked up and it was right here. I was like, no way. But with people, I do crouch down a little bit, but I try to like all in the legs.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
but
Instead
if I
of
like, then it's like,
what?
because as fun as it is to joke about, like I can hear you just fine from down there, sort of thing.
It's not true. It's not true.
No,
It's not true
what'd you say?
that you can hear them fine. You can just row that douche canoe somewhere else. Ham. No, that was good. That was a good one.
Thanks.
How's it been going hosting the Thursday mic? The last time I saw you, you would look like you were running a lot. Like you babysit too hard.
I do, yeah. I feel like I'm too nice. I feel like, but it's also the amount of people, and it's not just one person. I felt like most of the people at the mic, like I have to tell them, like, "Hey, you're next."
Oh, yeah,
And
I
I'm
saw
like,
you
"Do
doing that. No, you're no.
But it's
Take some advice from Mama. You're spoiling them.
yeah, I know.
I
True.
tell them, take a picture, pay attention. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah,
I call your name 3 times. If you're not up there, I'm on to the next comedian, and you will have to sign up next week.
respect. I do need to be harder on people, but I'll say it's been exhausting, but it is really fun. It has made hosting like a real show, but like a show with less comics, but like an actual show. It's made that a breeze.
Yeah.
When there's just 3 comics and
Oh,
they're all
yeah.
doing 10 minutes or more.
Yeah, hosting is a good skill to hone, and it is a skill.
And
I do see some people phone it in really bad, and it's like, dude, this is a good thing to have in your pocket.
yeah,
Is being able to host and host well.
and I'm starting to like, I kind of enjoy it. Like there is like the bullshit you're dealing with, like people, where are you, or that kind of thing. But like it is fun, like when you can make the. I love when the audience shows up and they stay the whole time.
Yeah.
That's really nice. But I definitely have seen why it can make a very nice person, because it's stressful. And
It is.
I definitely see why it's easy to, snap on
Yeah.
some people.
Well, people have this perception. Comedians, a lot of comedians that have never hosted have this premonition. Premonition. I suddenly lost the ability to talk.
Parmesan.
Have this idea that it's really easy impression that it's really easy to host. Oh, that's all you do is say the next name. It's like, no. No.
Yeah, you gotta keep it going. You gotta want people there.
You have to keep the energy up.
That's
You have
another.
to keep your energy up.
That's the thing is like there's a lot of hosts that I feel like don't want to be there and they make it kind of known, and that it's just I don't want to be there as an audience member then.
Right. Nothing drags a show down faster than a low energy, shitty host.
Mhm.
Like, you can have the best lineup in the world. You can have a pocket full of Chris Sharmas and Greg Siskos and Jack Wheelers, and the show is still gonna. Because if, like, after they do their bit, the host comes up and goes, "Well, I hoped you thought that was good.
Yeah, like I want to get out of here soon, so everyone's doing 3 minutes.
I guess we'll bring up the next comedian. Give a warm welcome to, whoever's next." I've
Yeah.
seen that, and it's like, Like goes back to like have some respect for the room, have some respect for the audience, have respect for the other comedians. If you can't do the job, step up or step out. Let somebody else that can and will and wants to do the job do the damn job.
Yeah. And like, obviously, I think people have like their off days or whatever. But I remember I was asking Jasmine about this because she's like pretty open about her just mental states often.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you do on stage? Like if you're in a slump or something and you gotta, and she was just saying like, if I'm in a bad mood or something, like I'll let the audience know, but it's not in like the sense of like, I'm pissed, I'm tired, fuck all you, I don't want to be here. She's just like, I'm feeling this way. And she uses it to like, keep it. And I'm sure you kind of find a groove once the show gets going, but it's just like working with the emotions that you're feeling or whatever, but not taking it out on the audience or
Right.
the comics.
That's like getting me pissed off before a show, like especially my style of comedy. I can use that for fuel.
Yeah.
Like I can turn that energy into something fun. Oh gosh, because that was like, the opposite. Like not the worst bomb I've had in the last 7 years. I made a huge mistake. My dad died recently, and I had a show booked 3 days later. And I was like, I'm a professional. I can do this. I've been doing this for a while. I can pull this out. Nope. The people that were at that show at the Western Comedy room, I'm really sorry. I just could not bring. It was the same jokes, but I could not bring the energy required because you have to push. You have to push some energy out to get energy back, and I just could not push any energy out. I should have canceled that show, but I was like, I can do it. I can do it. But bombing is good for you because then you learn. You can if you learn from it.
If you learn from it.
If you learn from it. Like bombs are really good for you. Like, yeah, wait 48 hours, listen to your recording and go, yeah, I know why that didn't go well.
Yeah.
I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't bring the heat,
Yeah. It's good to have like a realistic view on yourself. Like, because then there also like, there's comics that will do a set and like they'll get laughs, but it's not the ones that they think they are. Sort of like more like laughing at them, not. But like
Yeah.
they hear just a laugh and it's like, I'm killing it. Fuck yeah, sick. And it's like, no, everyone's just like, it's like a secondhand embarrassment, like cringy kind of like a sympathy laugh.
Like the American Idol first part, like the tryout part. Like every once in a while, there's people on there that you're like, because they don't realize how they are. I hate watching that.
Yeah.
It's just so cringe and terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to do it. Like,
But
props to them for sticking it out.
A lot of my jokes, a lot of my humor is people laughing at me, and it's not that I'm cringy. It's like, look at me, I'm an idiot.
And that's the laughs you're probably going for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think if you're like paying attention, you can tell that kind of laugh versus like this fucking guy. Like,
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Painful. Well, and you do comedy for a while too, and when somebody you like is bombing and you're just like, you are in the back of the room pulling for him so hard. Come on, buddy. You can pull this out. And you're trying to push out laughs like where the laugh is supposed to be to try to get the audience. Ha ha. Come on. Clapping. Yeah. Come on, buddy. And then when they don't, and you're just like, oh, man, you just feel so bad for them.
And then you find out that their dad died a little bit ago, and then, you're like, okay, then,
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't know until, well, no, a few of them knew before the show. And I was like, I can do it. I can do it. And it's like, after I came off stage, I looked at him and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I guess props for doing that. Do you get that thing where like, especially with comedy, where maybe you're in a weird funk or something, you're like, the last thing I want to do is stand up, but also like, what if I just say the funniest thing ever because I'm in like
Weird mood.
it's like well at least at the end if I suck I'll have a story afterwards or something and
Yeah, yeah. Actually, my life is so complicated. I'm in that place a lot
yeah.
where it's like I don't know if I can. That's the stage fright too. It's like I just don't know if I can be funny right now. Don't I don't feel good. I'm stressed out. I've got too much on my mind. I just don't know if I can be funny. Oh my God, I'm gonna suck so bad. And then it just happens. It is like a weird magic trick that you do for yourself and the audience that it's like, I am in a terrible place, but we're going to have fun together.
Yeah.
Have a little bright shining moment.
At the end of the day it's art.
Yeah. Which feels so like I'm an artist. I respect the art. It just
You
feels
are.
a little twee sometimes. But it is. It is an art form. It is an art.
If you're being honest and yeah, it's a performance. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't seen Jackie much since he got back.
got back.
Well, because he took a big break with his illness and
Oh, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and then school.
I thought you meant like he went to like Canada or something. Like, I didn't know. I swear I saw him a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I keep missing him at the mics because I've been hit and miss with the mics myself. I used to go to every single one. I'm going to try to get back in that space where I'm going to every single one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got him featuring for me. I've got headlining gigs coming up June 27th and 28th, 7 o'clock on the 27th. We're going to call that the Soft Taco Show. And then 9 p.m. on June 28th, we're going to call that the Crunchy Taco Show. I'm going to try to have 2 completely different hours. Don't fool yourself. The Soft Taco Show is still going to be pretty me, but the Crunchy one, I'm really going to bring it out.
You're gonna fucking bite that thing, dude.
I'm going to really be rough, I think.
Crunchy taco.
Oh,
That's
but
fun.
you were talking about moods. Riley Hoy,
Yeah.
it's out there in the ether somewhere, and it does occasionally come up in my memories, and I don't have the strength emotionally to post it, but I did do a stand-up performance right after my grandfather died, and I was one of the main attendants of my grandfather when he was passing away. And I did this bit one time and one time only that didn't include me breaking down and crying on the stage, but it did end up go somewhere very funny. And Riley Hoy saw it and he was like, dude, that was the most amazing piece of stand-up I've ever seen in my life. And I could tell he absolutely meant it. Absolutely meant it. And I was like, thank you. I could never reproduce that. I could never do it again. I have revisited it and it's like, yeah, that is a pretty, because stand-up comedy in the end is about honesty, basically. Being honest in who you are and what you feel, you know. You can tell lies as part of a joke, which you often have to, but it's very, yeah, if you're a fake person, like a truly fake person, their comedy usually isn't very good.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, and I feel like the people that are like fake, like a lot of their jokes are just kind of tweaked versions of jokes we've all heard already, like from other people, like they're stolen jokes.
Oh, have you noticed the meme quoters?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of them out there now.
It's annoying.
It's like, because the audiences love them because they are funny, but it's like, dude, I read that on Instagram or Facebook at least 4 times in the last month.
Yeah, I think I love short jokes or what, like a one-liner or something, but I like an original one.
Yeah. And that's hard.
Yeah, like
There's
we can
only,
all go out and just read Twitter to the audience,
yeah,
and people will laugh. But
they probably would. You probably, somebody's going to steal that idea eventually. I can just feel it in my bones that they're just going to,
just, ooh, this is a good one.
oh, this is a good one. Let me read it to you.
Elon Musk said something. Yeah. So you have that bit that you've retired. It hasn't. Have you like thought of trying to find a way to make it?
I definitely could just like bring
Replicable?
up but the whole lead up and whatever, because I talk about um like attending loved ones' deaths is a thing that I've done a bit of, and it's not fun. It's hard, but it is like, I really like, if you have the opportunity, don't miss it. Like, I'm not kidding you. It is like births and deaths are the most profound things that you can be a part of. Like, and it's amazing. I mean, it really is awesome to be there. And you have moments with dying loved ones that you can't have any other way. And that was kind of the lead up to the joke that ended up being really funny. I'll go ahead
Nice.
and dust over it real quick.
You
So,
want.
Grandpa had fallen out of bed. I'd put him to bed. He fell out of bed. And he was not a small man. And it was just the two of us. And he had a lot of joint pain, and he was in a lot of pain. And he was like, call lift assist. And lift assist can take an hour to get there. And I just couldn't see him laying there on the cold, hard floor in pain. And I was like, no, Grandpa, we can make this happen. We can figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, you can't do it. We can't do it. And I was like, yes, we can. Come on, Grandpa. Come on, Grandpa. And I just dug deep, and I was like, you grab a hold of this, and here we go. And we got him up in the bed. And this man who I had loved and admired and had been in World War II looked at me and said, you are the strongest woman in Idaho. You are just the most amazing thing. And it just devastated me in the best possible way. He's like, you did something amazing. And, but then, so we're getting him settled in, and I'm checking him for cuts and bruises and whatever. And, my second cousin shows up to relieve me and sees all that, can tell that there's been a kerfuffle, and is like, what happened? What's going on? And Grandpa goes, everything was going great until this crazy lady threw me on the floor.
Got her.
And I was just like, okay, Grandpa, if that's the way you want to play this, I'll go with it. It's really, because a lot of my dark humor comes from my grandpa, and my mom is like, where do you get some of this stuff? You're just so terrible. And I was like, have you met your father? Have you met your father? Because Grandpa had some real dark humor, and it was great. So, yeah.
Tugged my heartstrings a little bit. Good joke. I think that would be really funny on stage for sure. But it made me think of like my grandpa died a little bit ago, and it was one of the where like I was around for kind of the last little bit of his life, and like, yeah, those feelings when that happens, they are very intense, and it's a lot, but it's also the only time you're gonna feel those feelings, kind of thing. And I think it makes you a better person, sort of, if you process it properly and stuff. But
I think it makes you a stronger person. And I don't know, I don't say this a lot, but I am a person of faith. I do believe in God. I don't proselytize. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but part of that comes from being with people at that moment when they pass away. Like, there's never been anybody that's walked in on a dead body and not known, because they are completely different.
Mm.
In that moment, you don't go, are they dead? You go, they are definitely dead. Something leaves. And you can see it and you can feel it. And it just makes me believe there's no way that there's not something. I don't even know what. Like, yeah, I don't even know what, but I do believe there's something else after this, as I hit equipment and ruin a very intense moment.
It won't show. You're good.
But yeah, and it makes you, it's devastating, but in a weird way, it's comforting too, because it's like they're gone out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like they've gone somewhere else. They're still around. And you can say it's childish and whatever, and that's fine. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm just telling you how I feel. Feelings aren't facts. They're just feelings. So, yeah, it's a tough thing. But, well, and when my dad was passing, it seems weird to say, it can be super fun. You can have some super fun moments, you know. Dad's medication got changed a little bit. They upped his dosage of his pain meds.
Mm.
We're giving him the new dose, and you know, it's so somber, and you're so attentive. And about 10 minutes after I gave it to him, he was making this weird face, and I was like, Dad, are you suffering? Are you in pain?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no. I don't know where you got that acid, but that's bad acid. I don't want any more of that acid. You know, Dad was a partier, and we just fell out. We were just dying laughing.
Literal
Like,
deadhead.
He was like, this is a bad trip. I can write it out, but this is a bad trip. You know,
Give
no
me
more
a coffee and a bagel. We can fix this.
Exactly. And it was like, okay, that's, they're still themselves sometimes, even up to the very end.
You gotta be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful, dude.
He was blaming his farts on everybody else.
Classic.
And that's classic dad. Classic dad. He'd rip a big fart and be like, Jenny, which is my sister, Jenny.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
what are you gonna, like tell him he's wrong? He's dying. Like,
right.
You farted, Jenny.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So we recorded a bunch earlier today, and I know there's not a ton of. I'm very glad you got that out before like a little warning showed up on my phone saying my storage is full.
Oh shit.
But we're at about where I wanted to get to.
Okay.
But do you have any last little plugs, including once again your Mad Swede shows?
Well, I should have checked my phone first because I'm an old lady with head traumas. Oh,
I can put 'em
Monday.
up at
Well,
the
this
end,
probably
too.
won't drop before Monday.
Yeah,
No, it
like
won't.
2-ish weeks.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. No, I don't have any plugs other than yeah, go to the open mics. We really do have an amazing talent base in this valley, and comedy is a big thing right now, and you can see comedy growing in real time with real people for free, and decide who you like and pay for their shows. So that's what I would recommend.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you for being a friend, and
Enjoy your cookies.
will do. Thank you.